Hey, good day to you, teammates. Coming up, we got a PSA reveal video, and then I'll kind of showcase some of the cards that I've recently picked up. Leading off, we got one card that did not get graded in this batch, and it was a Roger Staubach rookie. My 2 cents on this one. I picked this up from a card show, and it was a booth. I bought a couple Kobe Bryant rookies, and I got this Staubach. The Kobe rookies, I looked at them a little bit closer when I got home, and shame on me for not looking at them a little bit more in detail. But the backs were kind of dented. There were some issues with them. None of them were disclosed by the seller, but again, I should have went through and done my due diligence. I don't know how you guys operate, but for me, my 2 cents is, if I get burned by a seller or something, next time I go to a show, I'm probably just walking by that booth. Maybe they weren't the one that trimmed them, but like I said, it was the Staubach, a couple Kobe's. They were just a little bit more beat up than I thought, but on me for not looking a little bit more in detail. These ones, I do kind of wish PSA would at least say like authentic, altered, and slab them, since they're going through and they're taking they're taking your payment for the grading, but no luck with it there. But evidence of trimming, so they got an altered one, but still kind of a cool Staubach rookie. These ones, they get a little off-center pretty bad, so I don't know, maybe the trimming helped it out a little bit. Jumping back with some other fun ones. We got an iconic 64 Topps AL Bombers. Really nice card, really nice surface. 6 was kind of expected. I don't know if you can kind of see it, but there's a little bit of a corner right up there. It was slightly soft. But really nice one. Maris Cash, Mantle, and K-Line gets a PSA 6. These ones I always kind of think are fun because I want to see how PSA does the modern card or the vintage cards. I think they're so much harder with them, but anyways, gets a 6. Next, we got a 24 Caitlin Clark Ice, gets a 9. I saw there was somebody that did a video and they sent in a whole bunch of Caitlin Clarks. I think they sent in 12, and I don't think they got a single 10. So I don't know. They go through and they talk about population control and things, and it's hard not to buy some of that when these are all pack fresh cards. Getting a low grade on a 64 card makes sense, but the fact that there's so many 8s or 9s coming out of modern, I don't know. Not a firm believer in it. Similar with the Blue Velocity, gets a PSA 9. Nice shine on these new ones. Even with me, with more of the 90s mindset, these are still good-looking cards, kind of fun. Next, going through, I picked this one up at the Fargo card show a while ago. Jeter Topps Gold Rookie. I think everybody had this card growing up around my age anyways, but Topps Gold, pretty cool. There's a print dot in here. I looked, there was some other cards that gemmed that had that, so I was like, let's try it. It looked like it was centered pretty good. Gets an 8. Probably a card of his that I'll just kind of keep. Pretty cool. Next, we got, this one was a pretty nice little hit here. This is a 09 dual game materials. Jordan and LeBron. Gets a PSA 8. These things, I think the last 8 sold, I think it was $570. But pretty cool. Those thick cards too, harder to get a good grade on. Next we got LeBron and Magic. These guys I think probably compare to each other a little bit better than LeBron and Jordan, but fun batch of names, that's for sure. Gets an 8. Here we got my favorite player of the 90s here, Reggie Miller. Gets a PSA 9 on the Refractor. There's a little dimple down here. Gets a 9. Yeah, growing up I traded my cousin a lot of my Jordans for Reggie Millers. But no regrets on that. Reggie, good stuff. Continuing with the 90s inserts here, we got a 1993 triple-double Jordan. This card I thought looked super sharp. Corners looked, I thought, really good. I looked at some others out there that were 10s, and I don't know, it depends on when they get graded, but some looked a little rough. This one didn't have any scratches. Thought the surface showcased really nice and well. Gets a 7. I was thinking 8 would have been the floor, most likely a 9. I was kind of thinking on pricing too, like, I think this card in a 10's only like a pop 20. 23 ballpark around there. So cool card. Next, we got one of Tecmo's finest here with the 85 Warren Moon rookie. These ones I just think are so fun, finding these cards in the wild, and getting an 8 on the 85 set's kind of a big deal, but they certainly don't sell for much, but really fun card to have. It's an 8. Next, we got the same set, Steve Mongo McMichael, the NFL / probably WCW or WWF / E Hall of Famer here. Gets a 6. Remember that 85 Bears Super Bowl squad. Next, we got an 82 Kellen Winslow. We'll say Kellen Winslow Sr. here. This one I thought looked a little bit better. I picked up a batch of 82s. I wanted to kind of send one in that I thought looked the sharpest, little off center here when I go through and take a peek at it. These were sent in, I don't know, probably 4 months ago. Next, we got a 98 Dwayne Starks Atomic Refractor. This was me more so sending these in because I just thought the Atomic Refractors just hardly existed when I was a kid. Getting them from a pack, didn't even see them. They're numbered to 100. But he was a first-round pick in that 98 draft class. But saw that one, I just kind of wanted to send it in. I thought the Atomics were pretty cool. Next, we got a TO rookie. This is me just kind of wanting one. Gets a PSA 6, so not a sharp grade. This set's super condition sensitive here, but I saw his son's playing for the Niners. Just caught a ball for him the other day. I saw a little highlight. That's pretty cool. Next, we got this one worked out a little bit better. A 1999 Bowman Chrome Champ Bailey Scouts Choice Refractor. So this is his rookie year. So Champ, he's on the short list for the GOATs of the cornerback position. So cool card there. And next, I got a 2012 Luke Kuechly, just Topps Chrome rookie. This one I thought looked good. I didn't remember seeing the smudges here on the card on the right. Didn't think they were there, but gets a 9. I thought it looked centered really nice, sharp corners, so I thought it had a shot at 10. Not much value here, but gets a 9. Otherwise, some of the recent pickups I had, just going over some of those. I got a Kobe Foil rookie. I think this was about $150, but I thought it was centered pretty nice. Cool Kobe. I got a good-looking Tom Brady rookie here for the metal. Soft corner up here, but reminder to watch when you get those new packs because there's some bricking that goes on, so a little bit of surface on the back. An LT rookie, I thought it was centered, kind of nice. One of the cooler cards here, I think, just because it paints the era, but we got the Twin Towers in the background of the David Cone here. I think this is 98, maybe 99 metal. Yeah, 98 metal. But New York, so I'm just like, oh, that's kind of just a cool one. Wanted to send that one in. Pretty sharp for a metal card. Those are hard to find. Here's where I get into trouble as being a 90s kid a little bit more so. This is a Donruss Elite Aspirations rookie of Joe Burrow. One of my favorite cards I was chasing growing up was the Tim Couch Aspirations rookie. And, at the time, I think it was probably like a $700-800 card or something obnoxious. I ended up scooping one up online a couple of years ago for about $8. Career didn't play out the way he wanted, but I just thought it was a cool one. But these cards I just think are beautiful. They're just numbered to 91. And I know the college jerseys get kind of don't get them as much love. But to me, I just go through and think it's the Aspirations, and back in the 90s, I just thought those ones were pretty cool too. But numbered Burrow, I think it was like $50, $58, something like that. Kind of a fun pickup. Got an 88 Fleer Jordan. I found one of these from a dealer the other day. Just to go through and chat on this one, I hit a 9 on one of these that I bought from a card show probably about a year ago. And I think the seller was pretty good. Sold it to me for like $80, $50, I can't remember what, but it got a 9. So that one was pretty exciting. And so I've had some good luck with this seller. He's my favorite card show to go to when I'm checking out card shows in the area. The flip side to that is I went through and I was in a hurry one day and I bought a Ichiro Suzuki rookie from the same seller. And I didn't look at it too in detail. There's a big patch on it. Anyways, I found out that it was a reprint. and I didn't look at it too in detail. Didn't notice it, so I think I bought it for like $25. But that's one that I'm just like, you know what? The seller didn't know it. We were both kind of in a hurry flying through. That was on me for not looking. Like I said, one of my favorite sellers, so I'll eat that one too. But good little lessons in the card show. Some other ones, I got a patch card of Jason Kidd. It comes with like the little mini ticket stub, and I just looked it up. The game is against the T-Pups, and Jason Kidd got a triple-double in it. And getting the jersey cards in the 90s, 2000s, they just were so hard to do, so those are kind of fun. I got a Bert Blyleven press pass auto, so he announced the Twins of the 2000s, which were super fun, numbered to 7. Here's a goofy one, but like I said, with my Tim Couch fanhood, along with that came a Ryan Leaf fanhood. So we got a Bowman, our Bowman Chrome, artist proof. I think this one's a row 1, maybe row 0. Yeah, row 1. Got some SP Authentic die cuts. These are numbered to 500. So got 3 of those. And the SP Authentic numbered to 2000. Picked up a few of these ones. Like I said, there's some guys out there that go through and they get some love for being the GOATs, but I kind of think it's fun seeing some guys that are the biggest busts, you know. And 98, 99, think how many people just wanted to be Leaf or have his situation, and, you know, I don't know. I think he's turned out to be a pretty interesting story. He's a good listen if you catch him on the interviews, learn from his stuff, opens up, talks about it. He's a enjoyable cat, I think. Next we got some Dale Earnhardt's. I don't know much on racing, but again, when I see serial printed for, numbered to 250 from 03 or so with Earnhardt, I just grab some of those. And then I got a gold script numbered to 100 Wilt Chamberlain. That was kind of fun. But anyways, those are the recent little ads. Hopefully I'll get some more batches, come back. But 110, I don't know. They're hard to come across these days. Thanks, guys.